Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about this book that is called Pages and Co. Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales. Now the fairy tales and the book is starting. It's so that Tilly, she's almost living a normal life right now, but everything is going to change. It's so that for the first, not the first time, but for a long time, the under library is needing to get a new person that is the ruler there, or who is taking care of everything. The last time it was Amelia, but now she had been kicked out because of the Enoch Chalks mystery. But the new person, Tilly's grandparents do not like this new person that is the one that says he's very good and he knows where Chalk is. But Tilly's grandparents do not like him, and he wants to bind books, so that means that underage persons cannot read themselves into books, so bookwander, so they're not allowed anymore. He wants to make that rule, but that's not very good, like a rule. Personally, I would not like that rule if I was the one taking charge. But he says he wants to do that, and Tilly and Oscar, so they're like best friends now, and Tilly and Oscar, they are going to France actually, and they're at France, they're having it fun, and Tilly's grandparents says no book wandering, so they're maybe going to just have fun in France, and it's at Christmas. So Tilly and Oscar takes a train, and then at last they come to, so they're now at France. It's so that France, it's very beautiful there for Tilly because it's her first time. But Oscar's parents, they're really nice, and she really likes them. But he has also, Oscar has a grandmother, and she is a book wanderer. And they are going to get to know that when they get into a bookshop the day after. At this bookshop, Oscar gets to know that her grandmother is a book wanderer, and the person that is having this bookshop also is a book wanderer, and her name is Gretchen, almost like that. And she says to Tilly and Oscar, you can book wander into fairy tales if you want to. It's not so bad. But Tilly's grandparents say that you should never book wander into a fairy tale. And what does Tilly and Oscar do? They book wander into the fairy tales. When they're there, they somehow get split up, the rule they do not want to break. It's so that they need to be together if they both want to come back into the real world. But these fairy tales is like disappearing, and there's like just voids in the ground, so it's holes and it's nothing under the ground, so nothing. But then at last, it was very close, but at last she and Oscar found each other, and they book wander back into, so they book wander out of the book, but they cannot read the last sentence because the last sentence is like not there. But then they travel through the end papers, and now they're at the French Under Library. At the French Under Library, they meet two people that is helping them and going to take them back to the bookshop. But before Tilly and Oscar takes a taxi, one of the persons gives Tilly something almost like a present, but she should not open it until they're home. So at last everything went good, and they come back to their own country. So Tilly's happy now that she is with her grandparents now, but she does not show them the thing she got from this person. The day at Christmas Eve, a person knocks on the door to the bookshop, and who it is? It's Gretchen. And she says, and she was friends with Tilly's grandmother, but not anymore so much. But they are talking a little bit. At night, Gretchen, she says, Tilly and Oscar, can you follow with me into a fairy tale? And they somehow they somehow says yes. And they are going to regret saying yes. But it's so that they go into this fairy tale, and they go to a woman that said that she had seen Enoch Chalk, and she says, I want to save the fairy tales. If you give me 2 drops of blood, so Tilly, we can maybe save the fairy tales. And Tilly says okay, but this woman did not want to save the fairy tales. No, she wanted to destroy the fairy tales for her own benefits, like immortality. But so Gretchen, she gets pushed by this woman into the void, so the end papers. And because Tilly is half fictional, it means that Tilly, she can't get stuck in the end papers, but everyone else can. So then Tilly gets a wild idea that Oscar and Tilly, they both jump into the end papers, and now they're back at the Under Library. There it's not going to get good. At last her grandparents come, and they had come to display to the Under Library, and together they need to stop this person that rules. But there is this group there's a group that is like their saviors, but everyone thinks it's a myth. But Tilly knows where this group is. That was actually all for this book that is called Pages & Co. Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales. This book is easily 5 stars. This book is so good, so interesting. I recommend it so much. But we see each other another time. Bye bye.